Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am going to be doing a collective reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Now, of course, all of these readings are co-creative, so simply by being here present with the reading, regardless of when or where you are listening from, your energy is actively co-manifesting all of the messages that come through these readings. With that being said, if you would like to manifest a more specific message from the reading, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so I'm starting today by shuffling some of my oracle cards. I don't always use this deck. It's typically pretty love and connection centric, but I'm just feeling like there is some kind of powerful message here to start off the reading. Okay, so the first card to come out here is cycles, momentum, force, life cycles. Stay grounded in the now. And what I'm getting from this card is the collective I'm picking up on here is going through a major spiritual transition into a brand new cycle. Now, I'm hearing your training is over. And what I mean by this is, for someone I'm picking up on here, there has been this period of your life in this incarnation that's been somewhat like a training period where you have been learning how to utilize certain gifts. Maybe you've been developing certain abilities, certain passions, interests, collecting information. Maybe for some of you, you have literally been in a more traditional looking training program in the physical world of some kind. So this could be some kind of educational program, getting some kind of a degree, a training for a certain position. But for most that I'm picking up on here, this is more so a spiritual and metaphorical training season of your life that has now ended. And this is launching you into a period of time where you are now actively sharing these gifts or showing these abilities, showing this knowledge in a more visible way, using it to create or build or manifest something in the physical world. And this change in cycles may be a little bit uncomfortable to your ego self, to the human psyche, because the ego doesn't like change. And the thing about this new phase that you're being kind of thrust into here, not in a negative sense per se, but I keep getting this imagery through these readings. I've channeled this before, but it's almost like someone being pushed onto the stage, into the spotlight, and they might not feel ready from a conscious level, but they've done the training, they've put in the work, they're ready to be on that stage and to be performing. So you can take this symbolically however it applies for you, but it's like you've done the inner work, you've done the training, you've gone through that season of your life. Now you're being pushed out on this symbolic stage, put in a position in this world where whatever you're doing is going to become more visible on this platform. Now, for some of you, that might be a literal platform, like a social media platform that you're sharing through. For others of you, again, there could be this deep symbolism here where you are simply opening up and revealing your new self, the self that you've cultivated, that you've trained to the world. Now, I keep getting, though, this energy of the ego not quite feeling ready, but the soul knowing that it's time. And that might be a major theme of your life, where there are parts of your conscious mind questioning, doubting, wondering if you're ready for this new cycle. Yet there is this deep gut level pull forward, this sense of passion pulling you into that new phase of your life. And I'm hearing trust the pull of the passion over the doubts of the ego. So I'm going to shuffle the cards here and see what else I can pull through. This does seem to be very centered on the throat chakra. So this training season that you've been through could have something to do with opening your voice or becoming more connected with your internal truth, clearing your energy to be able to align with that essence of truth and radiate that through whatever you are doing, being, or creating in some kind of a material way. For some of you as well, I'm picking up that the thing about this new cycle that may also be uncomfortable to the ego is that it's going to look very different from the training season. So it's almost like the ego might become attached to this period of time where you were training for something, where you may have been presenting very different in the physical world. Even your gifts may have been presenting differently because you were being trained for what you're being guided into now. And I'm hearing allow yourself to be new. Allow this cycle to be new. Allow it to transform the way you work, the way you operate, the way you live your life, because it's meant to be new. I'm just getting this very interesting kind of message around, again, it's almost like this training season that you're now shifting out of could have looked very different than how your life is going to look now. And specifically, it has something to do with how these gifts or interests or abilities may be presenting themselves. So I know that this is a very niche example. But for example, let's say that during this training period of your life, you were really interested in public speaking, or you were put into roles of public speaking for your work or for your career. And it was something that you may have loved at that period of time. You felt a lot of passion for. But in this new phase, maybe you've found yourself pulled to use your voice in an entirely different way. So maybe you are channeling that voice through a book. Maybe you're starting your own podcast. Maybe you are sharing your voice online through your own endeavors, your own business. Maybe you are starting a singing career or starting to write or share music and to exude your voice in that way. But in this hyper-specific example, you can see how that past phase of your life, even though it looked very different, it was training, exercising, stretching, opening your voice, your throat chakra, to be able to now shift into this phase where, in this specific example, you are now creating music, writing songs, or building that business, doing that podcast, whatever it is for you. And so I'm just getting a strong message of being able to both be appreciative of the phase of your life where you were quote unquote training because it was so essential, because everything happens for a reason, because even though your mind might be seeing it as you having been more in the matrix or you wasting your time, that's just a human illusion, because in actuality, you were perfectly placed in the correct and optimal position to train yourself into becoming the person that you now are, that is now sharing those same gifts and abilities, but possibly in a way that looks entirely different in the physical 3D world. Okay, so what else can I channel for the beautiful souls tuned into this reading? I really feel like the solar eclipse that's coming up this upcoming Monday is very powerful and pivotal to this shift in cycles in your life. Yeah, we have the card potential. I feel like you are expanding into your highest potential. I do feel, though, in connection with this reaching of your highest potential, you are being asked at this moment in time to actually release some form of limiting belief system or program that may actually, at this point in your soul's evolution, be restricting or limiting you in some way. Now, the interesting thing about whatever this thing is you might be guided to release is that there was a period of your time, a period of your life where this exact belief system or idea or way of doing things was actually extremely beneficial and even optimal to your growth. But you've grown beyond it. And so now it's beneath you. Now it's actually becoming limiting. So this could be an environment, a job, a location, a connection, a friendship, or even just a belief pattern in your mind that is no longer serving you. Now, I will say as well, I don't know why I'm feeling guided to share this, but I recently discovered a new application that might serve you as well. And I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I don't know the creators, but the app is called Moon Calendar. I know it's available in the Apple App Store. You can check if it's on Google Play as well. But in this app, you can actually sync your astrological data personally into the app. And it gives you a way to track the cycles of the moon very easily, and also to be notified when major transits are coming up. Now, the thing I really love about this app is that there is a journal feature. And when you're someone who's very spiritual, who is really outside of the matrix, I know that sometimes it's easy to find traditional methods of journaling and scheduling and things like that very limiting, because they tend to not take into account the cycles that we're going through astrologically, which when you're someone who's very impacted by those moon cycles, by the current astrological transits, by energies, I just think it's so helpful to be aware of all of those things and to be able to incorporate your journaling and your own personal growth in your scheduling to integrate all of that with the cycles of the moon. So again, I'm not sponsored by this app or anything, but within the app, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I wanted to share that in the app, you have the option of getting different journaling prompts based on the moon cycles. And this is one of my favorite features, but a major lesson coming up for us that I actually saw through the journal prompt on this app for the last quarter phase moon is, first of all, the themes are forgive, set boundaries, and release. And I know that many of us are really relating to that at this time, that we are learning to forgive ourselves, to forgive others from our past, even if we are no longer willing to connect with them, even if we are setting those boundaries, because the other side of this is that boundary setting, being self-supportive by setting boundaries that are healthy for us, that allow us to continue reaching our optimal growth and potential, but also releasing what our ego might still be partially attached to that is no longer serving this next phase of our growth. And one of the journal prompts here says, what are you consolidating and integrating at this point in the cycle? How can you carry the benefits forward, ready for the next cycle? And I just think that is so serendipitous, because that's exactly what we're talking about here, how we're shifting into this next cycle. And the question is coming up, what is no longer serving you as you are shifting into this next cycle, as you're moving into this next phase of your life? And again, the nuance to this that is coming up in this reading is that some of what you might be releasing may have actually served you in a previous phase of your life or in a previous cycle. And so there is the need to be able to hold space for the complexity here, for the fact that something may have served you in the past, and also it might not be beneficial to you moving forward into the future. Okay, so thank you for letting me share that. I really do love that app, by the way. Again, it's called Moon Calendar if you do want to check it out. But I am going to be reshuffling the energy oracle cards, and I'd like to know a bit more information on this new cycle that we are shifting into collectively. Okay, we door to spirit in the upright position. So I keep getting these messages about how either brand new spiritual gifts are opening up for you, or you are hitting a new level. You are expanding into a new level with your current spiritual gifts and abilities. Now, when I talk about spiritual gifts, I am not necessarily or exclusively talking about things that we traditionally consider to be quote unquote spiritual, because we are spirit here incarnated physically. So we could say that everything we create, we do, we speak, we exude, we manifest is spiritual in nature, because it holds within it our core soul essence that we are infusing into everything we pour ourselves into. So don't be fooled by thinking, oh, well, this new gift or ability or interest can't be spiritual because it's not something that people traditionally think of as inherently spiritual. It is spiritual because your spirit essence is infused into it. And there's a reason you're feeling passion for it. There's a reason you're feeling guided to it. Now, I want to know more about what these new spiritual gifts and abilities are. I am picking up High Priestess energy. I saw that card in my mind's eye, although it hasn't yet come up from the traditional tarot, but I'm getting that, interestingly, one of these gifts or abilities for some in the collective may actually be the ability to be a spiritual mediator or influencer in a sense for other people. Now, of course, everyone has personal, individual, direct, perfect access to their own source, to the energy of source. We are all potential alchemists, potential powerful manifestors. And the thing is, we are also all very connected in the quantum field. So the beautiful thing about being connected in this way, being incarnated with other souls, some of which who might still be living very unconsciously, is that once we wake up and raise our own level of consciousness and take back that conscious creative control of our own energy and therefore our own life experience, we actually have the ability to very powerfully influence the people around us and connected to us as well. So I've been picking up a lot recently that those who are connected to you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or physically are extremely lucky and blessed at this time, because being connected to your energy means being connected to a high priestess. And you are a very powerful spiritual mediator for the people around you, meaning you hold positive, uplifting intentions for the people in your life that impact and influence them in extremely positive ways as well. Now, with the Hierophant reversed, I'm seeing a major way that you are doing this is through breaking free of molds, breaking free of conventionality, and living life in your own way. Because many people are blessed simply by the fact that they are able to perceive you living life out of the box, so to speak, refusing to compromise with your own soul, living, moving to the beat of your own drum, as the saying goes. And I'm hearing you would be shocked to know how many people you have inspired because you are refusing to adhere to convention, because you are brave and bold enough to live life in your own way. And they're seeing you thriving as you are doing that. With the 9 of Pentacles, I'm hearing you're proving that it works. Now, I don't know what you're proving that it works. This might be an entirely new way of thinking, moving, believing in yourself, believing in the power of your own ability to manifest things into existence. Whatever this is, it's like you are making people believers that are around you. Or if they are not seeing this evidence yet, because I know that we are all on slightly different timeline trajectories, know that you will soon be aligning with that more in the physical. With the 9 of Pentacles, this is a card of independence, thriving. I'm hearing that if you are connecting with this reading, you are in this very thriving, abundant energy, but the way that you are going about it is very unique because it's highly spiritual. With the Moon card, you might be manifesting through using the molding of energy in some way, visualizing through your own subconscious mind, through using your intuition to make intuitive moves in career or business or in life. And again, at first, you may have had many people who questioned or doubted this because it's so different. Again, with the Hierophant reversed, it really breaks with convention, yet you are now becoming this massive inspiration because you are proving that this higher way not only brings such a deep sense of inner connectedness and inner peace, but that it also is manifesting or will soon manifest these really powerful, abundant things and experiences into your life. What else can I channel here? We have the Devil card reversed. So this is about freeing yourself from bondage, freeing yourself from codependent energies. I am picking up that there may be someone connected to you, possibly from your past. And for whoever this is for, you may still have a soft spot for this person because there is some kind of soul connection here. For many of you, there's a soul familiarity, but there's also this heaviness around them that you might feel whenever you're near them, maybe when you talk to them or communicate with them, maybe even just when you think about them. So I'm actually going to go ahead and reshuffle the cards here because I want to channel a bit more about what's going on. I'm hearing tug of war. So mentally and emotionally, it might feel kind of like a tug of war with this person. I'm going to get more details on this. You might feel very torn when it comes to this situation. This could be because of that soft spot that you have for them, because of that spiritual connection that you have to them. And yet I feel that there is a bit of a control issue within this person. If I'm being honest, I'm just picking up this tendency to want to exert control. And you are in such a state of radiance and thriving and freedom that your very core essence defies being controlled. The Devil card affirmation literally says, I am not a puppet. And I just feel as though you are entirely unable to fit yourself back into that box. Even if you wanted to, you cannot shrink yourself for this person. And I feel that when the two of you connected more in the physical world, you were subconsciously diluting or shrinking yourself to make them feel more comfortable. There is the card regrets, remorse, life regrets, loss. Start making empowered choices. So what I'm getting is that this person is in a state of regret, which is part of why you feel such a heavy energy around them. But this regret is meant to push them to make more empowering choices in their own life. Now, we are getting the card masculine. So I hadn't yet mentioned any kind of polarities, either divine feminine or divine masculine energy. But since it's coming up here, I will say that this person carrying the heavy energy seems to be coming up more so as a divine masculine or a masculine energy, which would mean that you would most likely be resonating more so with your divine feminine energy. Now, of course, keep in mind, these are just labels to describe energy dynamics. They could be reversed for you. And we also do have a balance internally of both energies within each of us. So this could resonate with your internal divine masculine or divine feminine as well. Now, I feel like this person is reaching for you, reaching out for you spiritually, emotionally. Now, from your end, this almost might feel, again, kind of restricting because they're still sort of coming from this position of lack, which is why it's carrying that heavy energy. That's your intuition telling you through that heaviness you're feeling around this masculine that they are not yet fully shifting into their true full empowerment, that they're still carrying a bit of this heaviness around them, that yes, they're in this place of regret, but that regret needs to push them fully into making more empowered choices and really stepping into their healed, awakened, divine masculine energy. Now, we did get the card Twin Flames. So for some of you, this may be a twin flame situation, but only take that label if it resonates for you. This also could be a high-level masculine soulmate. We do have control. So that is a major sign of confirmation that this may be someone who's struggling with control issues, and they are meant to be pushed through their regret. Yes, as we said, to make more empowering choices. But one of those empowering choices seems to be releasing the need to control you, to control the situation, allowing themselves to shift into more of a state of divine surrender, where they are allowing themselves to be moved by their own soul into positive forward movement action. I'm almost getting the sense this is a masculine who may have been feeling that pull or feeling that intuition pushing them in different positive directions, but it's almost like their ego self was resisting that intuitive pull or resisting that push in a more positive direction. And so they are meant to be releasing that egoic control that was keeping them from following their intuition out of fear of not really knowing exactly how following that intuition was going to turn out. I'm hearing the divine say they have to take those positive intuitive steps regardless, without knowing if they're going to be rejected, if they're going to be hurt. And that is why you, divine feminine, are feeling a heaviness around this masculine. It's your intuition telling you they need to be allowing this regret to push them to release these control issues and to step fully into their healed, open, divine masculine state, where they are taking those positive, intuitive forward movement actions towards you, leaving their fears behind. So I'm going to be reshuffling the cards here, but in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, we will be channeling more into what this masculine is currently thinking and feeling at this time. For some reason, I'm hearing something about dreams. This could be something about your dreams, their dreams. Maybe the two of you are having soul meetings in the astral realm. So we will be taking a look at why dreams are emerging now at the end of this reading, what that might mean. So if you are feeling guided to join the beautiful Soul Tribe on Patreon and to access all of those extended messages and pieces of information, you can do so by following the link in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. I am going to be reshuffling the traditional tarot and seeing if there are any messages I can pull through for the divine feminine here specifically. I'm hearing now is a time to relax, rest, and regroup, to go into your sanctuary, whatever that is for you. That might be a special space, your home space, an environment that makes you feel peaceful and relaxed. This may be your inner sanctuary, so spending more time with yourself. I'm hearing the energies are very intense right now, especially around the solar eclipse that is coming up. So it's so important to really allow yourself to rest, regroup, and retreat back into your inner sanctuary, whatever that means for you personally, whenever you need to. I'm hearing that with the Five of Pentacles reversed, you might be feeling some conflict or adversity at this time, but there's actually a spiritual transformation taking place through all of this, and that ultimately your faith is going to be restored in some sense. So if you've been feeling doubtful, if you've been feeling insecure or anxious, I see you reaching a greater point of stability. But at the moment, there might be certain aspects of your life that are feeling a bit chaotic. Now, I will say, with the Emperor in the upright position, there's a very strong, powerful masculine energy spiritually connecting to you or reaching out to you at this time. This is not only a powerful, awakened masculine, but one that is feeling very restless. Now, this may not even be someone you've met yet in this incarnation. This might be the energy of someone who's going to be entering your physical life very soon, and it's almost like you're feeling their soul's restlessness and excitement to meet you, to connect with you in the physical world. For others of you, this could be someone you've met recently or someone from your past, but this is absolutely someone who is feeling very apathetic, romantically speaking, but it's because their soul is spiritually connecting to you. They're getting restless about the idea of connecting with you either for the first time if you haven't met yet, or connecting more with you if this is someone who you have met recently or who is from your past. So in the extended version of the reading, we will be looking more closely into this masculine emperor as well, how they might be moving towards you, moving into the future, what they might be thinking or feeling at this time, and future timeline potentials for your connection. So again, the link to the extended Patreon reading with all of those additional messages is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. And I'm going to be closing the first reading here with a Rumi Oracle card. So what is one final Rumi card to close the reading? And we have a new gown. So I'm going to be reading a message from the guidebook here. And the guidebook says, "Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free. When I tasted the sweetness of love, my spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, 'Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness. Love embraced my spirit, and all my doubts vanished at once. A new and glorious robe of honor was placed on my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new vision and the transforming touch of divine generosity, and placed the chalice of eternal wine in my hand." Rumi. And the guidebook also says, "This oracle comes to you with sacred portent. You are fast approaching a moment of great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. This is wonderful. It is a divine happening. You must allow it. Honor yourself as a living being worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization." That feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you do resonate with my energy, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post energy updates, inspiration, and information. Please be aware though, on Instagram, my only account is Magnetize Yourself, spelled exactly that way with no added symbols or letters. And the direct link to my exact Instagram account is in the description box. So you can go there to follow me. But I wanted to let you know, because there are many scammers on Instagram who pretend to be me. Do keep in mind, I am not offering private readings, and I will never reach out privately asking for money or for readings via Instagram or any other social media platform. Just a little PSA there. Thank you so much again for taking the time to connect with the reading today. Of course, I will be heading over now to Patreon, where we will be taking a closer look at everything that came up in this reading. So if this reading has been connecting for you and you do feel guided to join me now on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment under the video. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have a beautiful, magical day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.